Fine.
There we go. All right, I think we did it. So we're gonna start out with our normal workout routine. And so we start out crisscross applesauce on the floor if you can. If you can't do crisscross applesauce and you just want to sit like this, or if you're sitting in a chair, that's all a-okay. Just sit in a comfortable position for you. And we're gonna start out with the breathing exercise that I call the washing machine. So you're gonna go and you're facing forward and you're gonna take a deep breath in. And then you're gonna hold it, and then you're gonna turn to the side and breathe it out like you're trying to blow down the wall, all right? Turn back to the center and breathe in really deeply. Turn to the side and try to blow it out. All right? In, side, out. Forward, in, side, out. Make sure you're trying to sit up nice and straight while you're doing this. Forward, in, side, out. Forward, in, side, out. Great job. And now that we've done some breathing, we're going to do our neck rolls. And so remember to keep taking deep breaths while we're doing this, but we're going to take the top of our head and we're going to try to draw the biggest circle we can. And kind of tilt our neck to the side and forward looking at the ground, to the other side, and then looking at the ceiling. And make a nice big circle, as big as you can without it feeling uncomfortable. And once you've done it a couple of times, you're welcome to switch directions and draw the circle in a different direction. And just remember while you're doing this to take some deep breaths. Two more neck rolls. Alrighty, you can shake your head a little bit and shake your shoulders, whatever you need. All right, so our next one is our cat-cow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get on our hands and knees, like this. And to start out with, we're gonna take our butt and our head, and we're gonna try to touch the ceiling with them, and we're gonna try to touch the ground with our stomach. So you should kind of be having a dip in your back almost. Your head should be pointing to the ceiling, your butt should be sticking towards the ceiling, and then your back should be down, kind of pressing towards the ground. And do some deep breaths. And if this feels real easy for you, you can wag your tail a little bit, very gently side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to take our back and lift our back to try to point it to the ceiling. And we're going to take our head and our butt and we're going to point them towards the ground now. And remember, do a couple deep breaths. And try to feel your back stretching towards the ceiling if you can. And your head stretching for the floor. And then when we're ready, we're going to go back to the first position. So we're going to put our butt back in the sky, our head back in the sky, and we're going to try to get our back and our stomach to try to touch the ground. And do some deep breaths. Shake that tail if you need to. And then one last time, try to get your back to the ceiling and head to the ground. Try to do 2 deep breaths. And when you're done, we can just stand up together. All right. Next, we're going to do just some big arm circles. So we're going to take both our arms and swing them in the biggest circle we can. You can start off a little bit slow and speed it up as you get more comfortable. And if your biggest circle is this, that is a-okay. If your biggest circle is like this, that is a-okay. Whatever is good for your body. Great job. And if you feel your arms getting tired, you can always shake them out a little bit. And we're going to try to do our arm circles in the opposite direction. So if you're going forward, now you're going backward. Great job. And if the big ones are feeling too tricky, some smaller ones might be a little bit better. All righty. And we can shake out our shoulders again and shake our head. And now we're gonna do our big arm swings. So we're gonna start and we're going to swing our arm across the body and we're gonna take our other hand and we're gonna hold it across our chest like this. So we can kind of wave to the side. Great job. And you should feel a little stretch in your shoulder if you can get that arm straight. That's a-okay if you can't, just do your best. Now we're gonna switch, swing this arm over. Perfect. And remember, some deep breaths while we're here. Great job. And we can just swing our arms a little bit in front and behind, like we're trying to clap behind our back and hug in front of us. Just swing out our arms. And then one last warm-up stretch is we're going to take one hand and touch our other shoulder. Take our other hand and touch our elbow. And we'll try to stand up straight. And you can wiggle around and find whatever feels like a good stretch to you.
Carly, I have a question.
Yes?
Can we do a different exercise today?
Would you like to do it maybe after the session?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. All right, and now we can shake out our arms and we'll take our other hand and reach for our other shoulder. Take this hand and touch our elbow. And then we can just wiggle around and find whatever the best stretch is for us. I pull on my elbow very gently to get a little extra stretch. Some people might not have that flexibility and might not be able to pull it, and that is a-okay. One more deep breath. And we can let go of our arms. All righty. Now it's time to begin the exercise portion. So what we're gonna start with are some glute bridges, which some of you may or may not remember, but I will explain from the beginning. So these ones, we start by lying down and our feet are still gonna be planted on the ground, all right? So you're just gonna lie down on your back if you're comfortable. And if you have something like a yoga mat or a carpet, sometimes that'll make the ground a little bit more comfortable if you have difficulty with that. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your feet and they should be planted like you can't quite reach your heels, but you're kind of close. All right. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your butt and you're gonna lift it up like this. And you wanna just kind of squeeze your butt, and this is gonna use your legs and your butt, all right? And so you're gonna push it up and then you can lie back down, all right?
Back down.
So you're gonna push up, hold it, and then go back down to the ground, all right? So we're gonna do 15 of them, and you can go totally at your own pace. And if you can, try to get your butt even higher each time. If this is hurting absolutely anything, you are welcome to stop. That is a-okay. This works your legs and your butt. So if you're looking for an alternate exercise, you could do squats or lunges. And remember, even when we're doing glute bridges and exercise like this, deep breaths are important. All right, try to do 3 more if you can. Try to get your butt as high as you possibly can get it. Great job, everybody. And we can just shake out our legs or do whatever you need to just relax. Anything that feels a little tight now, just wiggle it out. A-okay, fine. Alrighty. So our next exercise is going to be one that we did before with balance. So this one's going to be our airplane. So generally with the airplane, I would find a wall or something that you can put one hand on just to stabilize yourself. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward and keep your leg straight back. So you want to kind of form a line with your back and your leg and make kind of almost like a table. And then you can reach out your arms like this so it looks like you're flying like an airplane. All right, I can't quite do it in this direction. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to start, you're going to pick up one foot, and at the same time, you're going to lean forward and pick up your back foot. If you're having difficulty balancing, put one hand on a wall or a surface near you. And you can have your leg a little bit bent. If you can't do it straight, that is okay. Or if the best you can do is not quite flat, that is okay too. Just listen to your body and do what it's telling you.
Keep going. Lean forward.
And you're going to try to hold it for as long as you can. And if you at all need to take a break, feel free to stand up, shake out your legs, and try again. We're going to do it for about 10 more seconds if possible.
Yep. I'll do the other one.
All right, great job. Now we can turn around and we're going to do it with our other leg. So whichever leg you were picking up before, you're now going to pick up the other one. All right. And that is awesome if you can do the same on both. Sometimes one foot is stronger than the other, or it's easier to do on one side than the other, and that is fine. All righty. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Pick up your other leg, lean forward, and try to kick it up backwards as you lean your chest towards the ground, and you want to kind of become a table almost.
No, that one's
And just hold it.
try it again.
And feel free to take a break whenever you need to.
Rachel, stop, please. This one. Nope, put that one down. Put the other leg up. No jumping. Do it again.
Great job. And we can all stand up and we can just kind of wiggle everything together. If you're feeling it in your back, you can lean side to side a little bit. You can wiggle your legs, wiggle your arms, whatever. Don't forget to keep on doing deep breaths.
Yep.
And now the last new exercise for the day is our bicycles. And this one is a core exercise.
Look at what
So
she's
once
doing.
again, we're going to lie down on the ground. And this one, it's kind of like crunches actually. And so what you're going to do is you're going to be lying down on the ground, and you can pick up one knee, and you're going to sit up, and then you're going to kind of touch your opposite elbow to your knee, right? Then you can put your leg back down, pick the other one up, and touch the other elbow to your knee. All right? Do the best that you can. If this feels really easy, you can speed it up a little bit and stop putting your feet down on the ground, right? But if that's too tricky for you, that is totally fine. And you can just take it nice and slow and pick one foot up at a time. All right, so everybody just go at your own pace. Remember to breathe. When I have my hands up here, I'm not pulling on my head. So I could do this without any hands, all right? So I want to make sure nobody's pulling on their head. If this is too tricky, that is fine, and you can just do your best. But if you pull on your head, you can hurt your neck, okay? All right, ready? So do your best.
Other one.
And when you're sitting up, you should be sitting up from your stomach almost. You should be squeezing your abs. Sit up
Keep going.
and try to touch your knee. And remember to do some deep breaths.
Now do the opposite elbow. Do this knee and this elbow.
And if you ever need a break, feel free just to lie down, take a couple of breaths, and then you can try again. We're all going to try to do 10 or more
Right, after the other one.
on each side.
The other one. Put your knee up. Nope, wrong one. Okay, keep going. Do the next one.
3
Nope.
more on each
Wrong
side.
one.
You got it.
No, wrong one. Nope, wrong one. Nope, nope. See, it's not easy. Lips closed.
All righty. And we are done.
No, put this
That was
one.
great job, everybody.
Left one. Elbow up.
Righty.
No, wrong one.
So now what we're going to do,
Nope.
we're going to do our cool downs.
Knit elbow. Hand. Thank
So
you.
our first cool down is going to be our normal progressive straddle. So everybody's going to stand up and we're going to bend over to the ground, and we can start with our legs kind of close together. And we're just going to lean over to the ground, let our arms dangle, and we can just swing our arms and our body and just loosen up. And then whenever you're ready, stand up, take a deep breath, and we can step out our legs a little bit wider. And then we'll bend over, and we're going to just swing and loosen up again. And the lower that you bend, the more stretch you're going to get. So if you can only go really high up, that is a-okay. If you can almost drag your fingertips on the floor, that's fine too. And whenever you're ready, stand up, deep breath, and try to get your legs out a little bit wider. This is the furthest we're going to go. And we're going to go down, and we're going to swing a little bit. One last time. And if you can, try to reach down and just touch the ground. And if you can't touch the ground, that is okay. If you can get only to knee height, that's fine too. If you're trying to touch your toes, that's okay. If you need to bend your legs a little bit, that's all right. Whatever works for your body. And just take a couple of deep breaths in this spot. And you should be feeling a little bit of a stretch almost in the back of your legs here. Great work, everyone. All righty. So next what we're going to do is we're going to sit down. And these are going to be our nice little knee hugs. So we're going to take one knee and we can wrap it around. I don't really care what you do with your other leg. It can be sticking out forward. You can wrap it around your butt. I don't really care. And you're going to take that one knee and you're just going to hug it to your chest like it's your best friend.
On the floor. Oh, on the floor. Give my arm to me. Give me an arm.
All right. And you're just going to hug your leg as tight as you can. Don't make it so tight that it'll hurt, but tight enough that you can feel a stretch. And if you're not feeling a stretch like this, you can turn your body the other way and almost put your elbow on your knee. Perfect. And just Do some nice deep breathing while you're here. Alrighty. And when you're ready, we're gonna switch legs. And you're just gonna hug your other leg as tight as you can to your chest. And remember your deep breathing. You should kind of be feeling a little bit of a stretch in your upper leg and your butt area. And if you need to, you can do a little bit of the extra stretch by turning your body like this. So it gets your back a little bit more too. Great job, everybody. All right, one more deep breath in this spot. Okay, now we're gonna move on to child's pose. In the child's pose, you basically just are gonna curl up kind of in a ball on the ground. And you're just going to try to relax absolutely everything. So the way to do that is you're going to think over every single body part, and you're just going to try to let them almost melt into the floor. And you just want to sit here and breathe. And just focus on every single muscle, just absolutely relaxing. And sometimes you feel a little bit of a weird feeling in your back. It's like your muscles are still tight and you can't figure out how to relax them. So you can take your hands and almost walk them forward and stretch them forward. And kind of pull on the ground almost. And this will help loosen up the back. Great job. All right, and then when you're ready, we're going to switch to Cobra. You're going to lie down on your stomach. And then either with your elbows on the ground or with your hands all the way up, you're going to go into Cobra Pose. So basically, you're going to take your head and you're going to look straight in front of you. You're going to try to press your lower back into the floor and lift up your chest like a snake. So you can do it like this with my hands and my elbows planted, or I can do it like this with only my hands planted, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you're feeling like the elbows and hands one is too tricky, I would not try the higher one. And just try to do some deep breathing while you're here. If you want to get fancy, you can do the little like wiggle of the snake. Wiggle. Yeah, you can even add a hiss if you want to be super fancy. All right, one more deep breath, and then we're gonna go back into the child's pose. So we're gonna crawl right back up in the ball on the ground and do a couple of deep breaths. And remember just to focus on relaxing everything here as best you can. All right, great job. And now we can sit on up. We're actually gonna rotate over and we're gonna lie on our back real fast. And this one is the baby pose. And there's a couple of different variations. You can do whatever you're happy with. My favorite is I put my hands on my knees and I kind of pull them towards the ground at my sides. And that helps stretch that out. But you can also put your hands on your feet and do the same thing. You can kind of kick your legs a little bit more to get a bit of a different stretch, whatever you want. This one's a fun one because you can just kind of experiment and see what feels good for your body. We're gonna hold this one for a couple more seconds. Alrighty, great job. And I'm just gonna kick my legs to loosen them up a little bit. You're welcome to do whatever else. And our very last thing for the day is we're gonna do a little bit of a calf stretch. So what that one is when we're gonna walk over to the wall. We're gonna put our hands on the wall and take one foot and put it backwards and make sure we keep our heel on the ground. And then we're just gonna push really hard on the wall like we're trying to push it over. You should feel a little stretch right here in your calf muscle when you do that. And if this feels too hard, you can take your back foot and walk it in and push. If this feels too easy, you can take your back foot and walk it further out and push. All right, 2 deep breaths. And now we're going to switch feet. So we're going to take the back foot and walk it back towards our front foot. And then take our front foot and put it behind us. Do the exact same thing. Push like you're trying to push down the wall. Alrighty, deep breath, one more. Alrighty, and that's it for today.
All right.
You're welcome to stretch or shake out anything else that you want to.
All right. I'm ready to show you what I was going to show you.
All right, let me stop the recording real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna